Natalie and Nana, you don't have a, how are you? I want to see if you have my Halloween card. Okay? When you have a chance, call me.
I see my Nana once a year,
Okay,
and if I'm lucky, twice, on special occasions.
God bless you.
She always makes me feel as if she's been waiting to see just me.
I love you, Nana.
Her little home, far away from my own home in Buffalo, but always so close.
Okay, so explain to me what you got here.
Nadia, thank you. Ay, cuando en Puerto Rico, mi mamá me enseñó que para hacer los pasteles se pica la carne así, carne de cerdo, se pica bien pequeñita, aceite de achiote, sí, aceite de achiote, ese es sofrito.
Sofrito?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the stuff. See, that's for the meat, para usar la carne, para guisar la carne. Toda esta para guisar la carne.
So did your mom make it the same way?
De la misma manera que lo estoy haciendo, lo hacía mi mamá.
Ever since you were little.
Pero en Puerto Rico, como se cogen todos los vegetales frescos, ¿sabes? La yarda, el pimiento fresco, ajo fresco. Lenny, aprende, nada. Como es mucha carne, hay que echarle más de una cucharada de esto, ¿ok?
Okay.
That's onion, garlic, green pepper, en orégano, recao. Bueno, se te fría todo esto, a ver qué lindo queda. A ver, esto es lo que le da el sabor a la carne.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, sweetie. Hi. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are
I'm
you?
glad to hear you, boys.
Oh, yeah.
God bless you, Mama.
Una y 2 cucharadas de tomato sauce. Está el achote, el aceite de achote. Todo mix, ¿sí? Pica de gallo, de esto le llaman los mexicanos pica de gallo. Now, just drop the meat. See that? Mucha, claro, mix.
So your grandmother taught you pasteles.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Because I know, like, when I was listening to you talk, you said you weren't raised by your mother, you were raised by your grandmother.
Oh, my grandmother, she's always cooking. My grandmother, she has 10 children. 5 girls and 5 boys.
Wow. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. And then she passed away about 85 years old.
Wow.
I remember that. Because I went to the Puerto Rico and she died.
Mm-hmm.
Como que tú la estás cogiendo y use por de pasteles.
Oh, what is that? Oh, okay.
Ya fíjate. Ay, se enamoraste. Esto es para la masa. Cuando usted hace la masa, tiene que sazonarla con un poquito de sal y con una poquita de aceite de achote para que quede más suave la, ¿sí? Tantas cosas que hacía mi mamá, alcapurria, pasteles. ¿Tú ves el color que coge? Yo creo que echarle más de sal. Come here, Natalie.
Okay, I'm coming.
También vente.
Uh-oh, I'm stuck.
Es mafafu. That's a use for the pasteles too.
Oh, okay.
That's good for the pasteles. En Puerto Rico use la. Y la carne. Así en el medio. That's what you use it for the pasteles, and then you have to use a string. Hilo.
Hilo?
Hilo blanco.
Ah,
No
okay.
hilo de coser, hilo de pasteles.
Oh, okay. Do you have any memories during like the holidays?
The holidays, well, yeah, especially in Christmas time. All the family together, make a different food.
How long did it take your grandmother to make all the pasteles during Christmas?
No, less than the couple of hours a day time because it's plenty helado. Plenty pastel for the neighbor, so everybody give it a neighbor, you know.
Yeah.
Lo que pasa es que como yo estas cosas las hago siempre solita, me turbo que nadie está grabando estas cosas. Eso es. Salgo con otras conversaciones. Qué lindo, ¿ves? Jalo bien, apretadito para que no se salga. ¿Sí? Esta es una yunta de pastel. Le puse el papel y la hoja. Así me enseñó mi mamá. Entonces pongo la masa. Después de la masa, la riego y después le pongo la carne en el medio y después la doblo así. Así, doblo así, de esta manera. Pues doblo aquí, le pone en la esquina y ya está el pastel hecho. ¿Sí? Ya se es ready. Puerto Rico, como la gente mucha no tenía para comprar el hilo, pues usaban el mismo hierro de la hoja, ¿sí?
Okay.
Usaban esto para amarrarlo. Pero yo nunca he sabido amarrarlo porque se me salen.
No go away. Ajá. ¿Sí? Cut it out. Es ready to cook. Ready to cocinar.
¿Sí? Le saca la cabullita. ¿Sí? Se ve tan soso. ¿Y qué lindo?
When she cooks, I know she does not cook alone. She is surrounded by generations of cooks from the past. Her mother, her grandmother, Maria, whom I call Nana, spends hours cutting, chopping, sautéing, stirring, wrapping, making pasteles, and we just take minutes to devour.
Prepare to exit on the left, on US 15 Southeast.
Memories. What is that song? Memories like the corners of our lives.
Dianne, who I call Mum, makes a mean Sunday gravy. I like to think of it as an awesome Italian gravy, or a seriously awesome gravy, or an out-of-control fabulous gravy. Yes, she has a recipe, her mother's. But even if I follow the recipe, I can never make it like she does. Going to her home, watching her cook and cut and mix and stir and serve is like entering a story. Many stories.
So everybody knows gravy's brown and sauce is red, but in an Italian family, gravy's red. And because Italian people, usually most Italian people, probably not all, but most Italian people have gravy on Sunday. So it got the name Sunday gravy. And it didn't make any difference what went with it. I mean, it could be spaghetti that went with it. It could be lasagna. It could be ravioli. It could be any, but it was basically Sunday gravy with meatballs and sausage and whatever. And that's where it, Sunday was garlic powder, pasta day. I like garlic. Works for me. It's usually 1 egg per pound. That. To which we're going to add a little bit of milk. Not a lot, but a little bit. And I like to mix this through my meat first. Actually, this is the way my mother did it. And everybody always raved. She wasn't the greatest teacher in the world. She kind of liked to keep her methods to herself, but being my mother, I was always around the kitchen, so she couldn't hide it from me. I always watched. She had her way of doing things, and in her mind there was her way and the wrong way. There was only two ways. The way she did it or the wrong way. And she let you know if you were doing it wrong. She'd step right in and take that away from you and do it the way she felt was the best.
Where was she from? Did she grow up in Philadelphia or?
No, she was actually born and raised in Sea City, New Jersey.
Okay.
Her father was from Sicily, but her mother, who was Italian, was born here in the States. My father's people were all from Foggia, Italy. And so they were, they have that Italian heritage. Okay, Mom, if you're up there watching me, help me get them all the same size. Everything good takes a little time. Little time and effort. And that's what makes it so good.
Hi, Papa. Are you trying one?
Here to steal some meat.
He wants to meet the bowl.
My pot here, this pot here, I'll be married 50 years in February. My 50th wedding anniversary. And this is part of the set that I got right after I got married. And this is the only pot I use I make gravy in. Or soup, or bean soup, or anything else. Greens and meatballs, whatever. That's the pot. And there's a method to my madness here because This oil, this olive oil that I cook these meatballs in, is just the thing I want to flavor my gravy. So it's going into the pot, crumbs and everything, because it's beef flavored. Everybody said I have her Sunday gravy down pat. This is just like your mom's, but I know different. I know it's very much like my mom's, but it'll never be it because it was her touch. My touch is different. Now we put the chopped garlic into the flavoring from the meat. And this tomato paste here is going to absorb all of that flavoring. I'm going to break it down. Italian spices, which fresh chopped basil. Certain parts of Italy made spaghetti sauce a lot different, made their gravies different. And my mother liked a heavy gravy, a thick gravy, and some parts they like a real light gravy. So I give them the best of both worlds. I put a little bit of puree in and a little bit of crushed tomato. I give make them both happy. Not too thick and not too light. And now the final touches, because this is going to cook for a good 3 hours at least. And by cooking it for that amount of time, it takes all that acidity out. I like to add a tablespoon of sugar, just in case my tomatoes aren't as sweet as they should be. And salt. Pepper.
Your mother lived with you for 20 years?
Well, she came to live with me after my father passed away in February of '70. And she was with me, helping me raise my kids until she passed away in December of 1995. Mm-hmm. So she was with me, I guess 2 months shy of 26 years. So, but being with me in the house, I was privy, you know, to how she cooked and what she cooked. And of course she was privy to all my friends and my people and who came in and out. You couldn't come in my house and you would insult her. You had to sit and have something to eat. Didn't make any difference what. Like this is the time we were down Seal City and you fell asleep with your face in a plate of spaghetti. You were so sleepy. We put a plate of spaghetti in front of you to eat and you fell asleep with your whole face in the plate of spaghetti. You were so sleepy. It's a shame we didn't have a picture of the face in the spaghetti. The rest of the meat in and it'll cook for another 45 minutes to an hour and then the gravy will be ready to go on the pasta. I kind of rely on the memories that I have given my grandchildren because they're telling me all the time, do you remember? Do you remember this and do you remember that? I sure do. Mm-hmm. And I'm just pleased that they remember those times.
Oh yeah.
That's the important thing. Mm-hmm. Because they're going to pass that on to their children.
I remember, like all my cousins, they all remember the Sunday gravy. I mean, they were usually there.
Well, they all have different memories and they'll have favorites. Now, if you talk to Tara, which is Uncle John's daughter, she'll say, I gotta have some of that chicken soup that you make with the little tiny meatballs, Mama. That was my all-time favorite. So everybody's got a favorite. Or how about the time you babysat us and Mom and Dad had to go somewhere and we went to the store and you let us pick out all the different decorations and we made Christmas cookies. What a mess they made out of my kitchen, but it was worth every minute of it. Every minute of it to see these cookies were a disaster. but they decorated them themselves and they rolled them out and they cut them out and they put, the only thing that I wouldn't let them do, they were too young, they couldn't touch the oven. But other than that, these are the traditions that families build. You'll build these traditions someday with your family and the memories go on and on. You never lose them. Oh, another piece of that. That's my husband's favorite. Just pulls right off the bone. There's no family that doesn't have sad times. There were sad times when my mom passed, when my dad passed, when my husband's parents passed, his brother passed. There's always going to be the down times, but the good times are what you want to remember because you don't lose these memories. You take them with you in your heart. You know, you keep the good memories with you. Mm-hmm. My family now, their paths in life, their careers, and have taken them to different states. So our family is no longer together, everybody in one state. So it's a real treat and it's really great when a holiday comes up and we can get at least some of our members together. Mm-hmm. That's the important part. What is it that the French say? The French say bon appetit. The Italian people say mange.
From Buffalo to Philly to Virginia, from eating pasteles and relishing Italian gravy, my Nana and my mom weave their lives into ours. Roots become roots.
Come on. That's enough.